Girl, you got it. Girl, you got it. Girl, you got it. Wow. Girl, you got it. Girl, you got it.
Happy Hump Day and welcome back to the Urban Girl Corporate World Podcast, your one-stop shop for all things winning at work. I'm your dopest hostess with the mostest, Nicole, and I'm so excited that you came back to join me for another episode. First of all, Buna, greetings. I am currently in Bucharest, Romania, and I'm here because I got to give a talk at the Go Tech World Conference. This trip to Romania is extra special for numerous reasons. First, I lived in Romania 10 years ago. I did a short stint where I lived and worked here. The company I was with at the time was opening a new office here, and I pitched a project that we'll actually talk about in another episode this season, but I pitched a project to come out here and do a stretch assignment, and literally 10 years ago today I was here. I came in the fall and spent some time here, worked here, lived here. It was my first expat experience, and really proud that the relationships that I built when I was here a decade ago, many of them still stand today. So much so that not only did I get together and hang out and have dinner and drinks with some of my old coworkers, but a few of them actually came to my talk at the Go Tech World Conference yesterday. So I'm preparing to head back home to Atlanta, but wanted to pop on and get this episode out because I couldn't stop thinking about this topic, and I know I'm overdue for an episode. So thank you for your patience. The other reason why this visit is so special is because this was my very first, if I'm not mistaken, my very first international speaking engagement. So I am officially now a global speaker. So really excited and really proud of the growth behind that. It may feel like it was overnight, but this is 9, nearly 10 years in the making. So was really excited to be here, present at the conference, super cool conference. And I met a lot of amazing security practitioners, but shout out to my ADP peeps, Juliana, Anna, Claudio, and just everyone who has been amazingly supportive over the past decade, and we continue to stay connected. And just big shout out to Claudio, because I remember when I first started working out here, he was new to ADP as one of the managers in that center. And Claudio is now the GM of ADP Romania, and very, very well deserved. Very, very well deserved. One thing I like about the GMs in the ADP shoring or nearshoring space is they're just really great people. One of the leaders for the Augusta Center of Excellence was just awarded with a leadership award. And honestly, Dave Brenza, congratulations to you. Not surprised, because Dave is just like, he's just got it. And he brings a special love and passion to leadership that I typically only see in like really, really great leaders. And yeah, the same for Claudio. Amazingly patient, thoughtful, caring. Like the fact that Romania has grown from 200 people in that office to now 1,000 under his leadership, nothing but a testament to how awesome he is. So yes, very, very special visit here in Bucharest, aka Little Paris. So as you guys know, this season I'm doing a bunch of short episodes focused on frequently asked questions that I get from so many people. And I want to talk about mentorship, because mentorship is super important. It definitely has been for me and my career, but getting to being a mentee and then ultimately being a mentor is quite a journey. And I have gotten so much wrong, y'all, with this whole mentorship thing. So I'm sharing these tidbits and my experiences in hope that you won't make the same mistakes. Okay, even before we get to selecting a good mentor, let's start with the why, right? Let's do the Simon Sinek thing and start with why. We can do like the why, what, how, or what have you. But essentially, before you start looking for a mentor, you have to be very clear on what the purpose of the mentorship relationship is, right? Like, what do you need a mentor for, right? Why do you want to engage in a mentor-mentee relationship? And so state it a little bit more plainly, like, what's the goal, right? What is the goal that you are trying to achieve, right? Because it's going to give you direction and clarity, okay? once you understand essentially what your short-term goal is, right? Like long-term, a couple years down the line, we can think about that too. But I want you to think about within the next year, what's something that you want to accomplish. Now, once you know why you need a mentor, right, then you need to think about what it is that you want them to help you with, right? So for example, if you want to get promoted or you want to move into a new industry, how do you want them to help you? Is it knowledge that you need them to give? Is it wisdom? Do you need them to help you build a stretch assignment strategy? Do you need them to help you with your interview process? Like, what is it that you want this person to help you with? You have to be very clear about that. And it's important that you're clear about that because not only do you want to make sure you're making the best use of their time, you want to make sure you're making the best use of your time. Right? And so the clearer you are about why you need a mentor and what you want them to help you accomplish is going to be significantly key, the most important parts of this journey, because those things are going to make you be a better selector of mentors. It creates a roadmap, some direction, a guide, right? That will be very, very necessary on your search to finding a mentor. So once you understand why you want a mentor and what you need them to help you with, that's going to dictate who you begin to engage with. One of the most important things that you can do is find a mentor who has accomplished what it is you're seeking to accomplish, right? So if you've never navigated from one industry to another, how can this person help you, right? They may have perspective, but it's not lived advice, right? They may have seen someone else do it, but again, they weren't in the trenches, right? Executing and finding the different pitfalls and letting you know where they messed up so that you don't have to mess up. That's the beauty of mentorship, right? Like your mentor is literally your cheat sheet. It's like your tutor to, whatever task or accomplishment that you're trying to reach. It's super important. So find someone, number one, who has done what it is that you are seeking to do. That's number one. Secondly, you want to make sure you connect yourself with people who have good reputations, right? Typically, there's a little bit of fact wrapped up in the perception of who somebody is. And so this is important because your mentor is going to be introducing you to people, right? Connecting you with opportunities, and their reputation can taint yours in either a positive or negative light. And so you want to make sure you're associated with somebody that people enjoy being around, that people enjoy working with. There are some people who I've worked with who are amazingly nice people, but I've run into others along my journey who have worked with them, and many of them had the same negative experiences or not so great experiences that I've had too. That's no coincidence, right? A little bit of their reputation is rooted in truth and experiences. And, had that person maybe tried to connect me with somebody else, who knows how that introduction would have went, right? What would they think of me because this person is championing me? So making sure that you're doing your due diligence, right? I get a lot of people that, oh, hey, Nicole, I saw you speak, or I just think you're super cool. Would you be my mentor? How do you even know I'm a great mentor for you? What is it that I've done that you're trying to do? Have you vetted me? Have you checked me out through anyone, right? Treat your mentors as you would a paid coach. If you're going to pay your money to connect with somebody and take their advice and invest time, you want to make sure you get some good ROI for that. So even though mentorship is typically not for a fee, but your time is the fee. It may not be a monetary fee, but your time is priceless. Okay. So make sure that you find somebody who has a good reputation. The other thing that's really important is making sure that you have a rhythm and a rapport with this person. How awkward would it be for you to ask somebody to be your mentor? They say yes, and you guys get on the phone and it's just very awkward. That does not feel good, right? So you have to do a little bit of like interviewing, but not making it obvious that you're interviewing. Okay. One of the best things that came out of the pandemic was the increased willingness of people to connect digitally now. Like virtual coffee meetings are like all the rave. And I still do them with people that I am local with. Still do them. It's a great low effort way to network and to engage. And I don't want to discount anybody's time by saying low effort, but you don't have to find a place, go through traffic, park, all that jazz. You can just do it just like this, whether somebody's in Romania, New York City, LA, doesn't matter. Another thing I want to stress to you as you're on your hunt for mentorship is making sure that you come prepared to any and all meetings. I cannot stress this enough. And it takes absolutely no time to create an agenda for a meeting. No time. Literally, ChatGPT will do it for you. But not to rely on the technology, take it a step further, okay? So let's say I've done the initial part. Let's review the roadmap up into here. First of all, why do I need a mentor? I need a mentor because I'm trying to achieve this goal, okay? What is it that a mentor is going to help me do? I'll use myself. So let's say I'm trying to expand my business as a speaker. That is my why. 2027, a goal of mine is to expand my reach, right? And expand my audience and expand my customer footprint as a speaker, okay? What is a mentor going to help me do? A mentor is actually going to help me understand what steps it takes to get there and how to navigate or best perform at each of those milestones, right? That's what I need that mentor to help me do. Okay, so let me do some research and figure out who are people who have done that, right? So now I want to engage with the Molly Fletchers of the world, right? I want to engage with the Carla Harrises of the world, right? I want to, think about, as I've been at these companies over the years, who are the people who have come and who've spoken, right, at a large scale. And I want to study their path. I want to study their story. So even before I engage them, I'm doing research. They have websites, right? They have speaker profiles on bureau web pages. I'm digging in, right? And I'm listening for the clues that say, okay, their path may or may not feel like mine, or I can relate to some of the challenges or the content that they speak to, the audiences that they speak to really align with me, okay? Now, then you get into, going into their LinkedIn profiles, looking at the reviews, looking at the people in their network. Do we have similar connections? And if so, let me reach out to them and understand, like, hey, how long have you known this person? How have you worked with them? A lot of times it's right there in the review. It's right there in the review. And so as you engage, you reach out and you're thoughtful in that as well. It would say something, hi, XYZ. My name is Nicole Dove. I've been a cybersecurity leader for the past 6 years, and I started my speaking business in 2016. I've built this business from the ground up. My clients include Meta, Apple, Microsoft, Goldman Sachs, blah, blah, blah. I've built a podcast. One of my podcasts, Women in Security and Privacy, was just ranked number 3 on the top 10 women in cybersecurity podcast lists. I first saw you speak at ADP or Black Women in Power conference in 2012. And I was so inspired by your message that I started this company and I've built it this far. But I'm in a space where I want to take it to the next level. I would love to meet with you for 30 minutes just to hear any advice that you have for me or just talk a little bit more about some of the things that happen on your journey. Easy breezy and beautiful, like a cover girl, right? That's compelling. And maybe it's a little bit shorter. It's refined, more to the point. And in that meeting, I'm not asking necessarily for mentorship, but I'm gauging, how responsive this person is. I'm gauging how much time do they have to dedicate to things like this, right? I'm gauging their willingness to be open and share resources and concerns and strategies. Okay. And I come with 3 to 5 questions, pointed questions. I want to make the most of that. I'm not asking for anything more than 30 minutes. Most of the people that come to me that ask about mentorship typically don't do that amount of work. But the people who have been my mentors, if you've checked out season 7 of this podcast, I've interviewed each of them, right? They came in with purpose. They came in with clarity. They came in doing a lot of the work. And that made my life so much easier. And it gave us a foundation that we could build upon. So I just want to encourage you to seek mentorship. But there's got to be some work and input from you on the front end and all throughout. You need to drive that relationship. Don't wait for them to set up a call, right? You do it. Don't wait for them to define the next steps. No, you do that. And after each meeting, make sure you execute on the things that they've given you. And if they just give perspective, ask them, okay, what are the things that I should do? Be very clear, be very action oriented. Make sure you're validating that they've accomplished what you want to accomplish, that they have a good reputation. And don't ask for them to be your mentor on the first meeting. Don't ask. Not just yet. Not just yet. That's just my style. That's just my vibe. And it's worked for me over the years. And I will tell you, mentors have been a critical key in unlocking a lot of the experiences and successes that I've been fortunate enough to have. And so I hope that you found this information valuable. I hope that you found it helpful. Definitely, if you found this inspiring or you appreciated this content in any way, like this podcast on whatever platform you're listening on, leave us a 5-star review, share it with somebody close to you. And until next time, thank you so much for making the time. I'll chat with you guys soon. Bye.
Girl, you got it. Girl, you got it. Girl, you got it. Girl, you got it. Wow. Girl, you got it. Girl, you got it.